on, Knicks fans? Vigosportstalk here, host of Vigo Talks Knicks. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about our win against the undefeated Chicago Bulls. After we lost the last 3 straight games, we were finally able to get a win, and I gotta say, this win feels good. Not only is because we beat the undefeated Chicago Bulls, which is pretty crazy to say. I mean, with all due respect, they're a good team. That's just, it don't feel right. It ain't the 90s. But I gotta give credit when it's due. They're actually a good team. They're a surprising team. Definitely be a good team this year, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. But we're talking about the Knicks here. Let's talk about how the Knicks played. What's been an issue all season, not all season, but the last few games, is defense. This game's defense was by far the best of all season. By far. OG had a amazing defensive game. Mikal Bridges. Who else? Clarkson, too. He's actually a pretty solid defender. I never really knew that about him. Josh Hart is pretty good. And that's pretty much it. But not only the defense, but the 3-point, we made 20 3-pointers out of 42 attempts. And that's been the issue also, just struggling to hit a 3. I believe that's like 40-something% from 3, which is pretty crazy. And even our bench played good. Clarkson, who's had a rough couple of games, still trying to get used to this Knicks offense. He had 15 points in 18 minutes. And the only bad thing I'll say about this game is we gotta talk about Guerschon Yabusele. Guerschon Yabusele, he was drafted by the Celtics. He spent about 6-7 years in the out of league NBA. Overseas, yeah, that's what I forgot the name. Overseas, and he played in the Olympics, and he had that infamous clip where he dunked on LeBron. It's crazy. The 76ers gave him a chance, and he actually was a pretty good role player. And the Knicks decided to sign him to a 2-year, $12 million deal. He was going to be the backup to OG, and I gotta say, he hasn't looked the best these last few games. He hasn't looked the best. One thing I will say about Yabusele, he's a decent defender. He's not, okay, one thing I will say is he's a power forward. He's not a center. So that's what people got to realize. He's not a center. He's a power forward. Those are 2 different positions, and he's a solid defender. He's a solid 3-point shooter when he has the ball, when he has a chance. He could dunk. Layups, I think he can get some layups. But he hasn't gotten too many minutes. Against the Bulls, he had 2 minutes. But with Mitchell Robinson out for the Wizard game, I'm assuming he's going to get some minutes, at least like 12 minutes, 13 minutes. It's going to be hard. Because last year, the 76ers, they were injured all season. I mean, pretty much their entire roster was injured. He got a lot of chances, and he made for it when he started. He made up for it when he started, so he's not the only one struggling. He's not the only one struggling. A lot of players are getting used to this new offensive scheme. But it's going to take time. I know I keep saying that. It's going to take time for these players. But I'm not too worried about him. But one thing I will say is he's just looks slow out there. He's got to be a good defender. That's pretty much it. And Kolek actually didn't really play. He wasn't in rotation for some reason. I was actually liking him play, but I guess he want to go for a different rotation for this game. I like Kolek, man. He's a good playmaker. He doesn't, like I said in the last episode, he's not going to score much due to all the players that are in this rotation. But when he has a chance to make it in the basket, he can do it. He's a good 3-point shooter. He can get a layup. He can pass the ball. He's a good role player, and he should definitely get minutes. One thing I forgot to talk about last episode, the Knicks picked up what do you call it? The player option for Pacome Dadier in his rookie deal to keep him for an extra year. It's looking like he's gonna be in a rotation somewhat soon, maybe. I don't know. He's still a solid player, but we haven't seen too much from him besides in the G League. He's a good 3-point shooter, defender, and that's pretty much it. Obviously he did not have a chance last year. I felt like it was kind of hard for the Knicks to draft him, especially like he's not going to play for he's going to play this year for sure. I think so. He's going to play a few games because I don't know, maybe someone gets injured. He's in the rotation. He's gonna make the best out of it. I think he's gonna be in the rotation pretty soon. I'm hoping to see him. But the Chicago Bulls game, all I gotta say is Josh Giddey, man. Josh Giddey, he goes crazy against us. Every time he goes to Madison Square Garden or it plays the Knicks, he had a triple double. I mean, he had 23 points, so it's pretty good. Vucevic had a pretty decent game. Um, Patrick Williams too had a pretty good game. That's all I can think of right now. I can't really name that many Bulls players, if I'm being honest. But I like how we played this game. Our defense has got to play at this every single game. Play like this every single game, we could win all these games. Because get the ball to Brunson. Brunson was our best player by far, 31 points. He was going crazy in that first quarter. And Cat, he's been getting better offensively. After that Bucks game, people were worried about him. But it's one game. Knicks fans, we gotta relax. He's our best. Actually, I don't know. One thing I will say about this year, I like how OG and Bridges got into the scoring because they're both averaging about 17, 16 points. I mean, Bridges had 10 points, but he made up for it for the defense. And OG, ever since near the end of last season, he's gotten better offensively, and he's a good two-way player. And I love to see it from him. He's a really good 3-point shooter, and he's really good and a good defender. That's what I like to see from a player. Good on both ends. And I like how Mike Brown introduces new thing. After every Knicks win, he gives Tim's to a player who to the best defensive player, and the first one was to OG against the Cavs, then to Clarkson. It was pretty funny. Then OG again. So it's looking like OG's gonna have a lot of Tims by the end of the season. But I'm liking Mike Brown. I'm liking Mike Brown. He coached Cleveland. I'm pretty sure brought them in the finals. He was able to bring Sacramento to the playoffs in who knows how long. I believe he did. He shouldn't have gotten fired. And same for Tibbs. I like Tibbs, but we all know how he is with not playing bench players. But I like how Mike Brown's giving all our players this opportunity. Every player, the rookies, Cole's gonna play. That was just a 1-game thing, just to match the lineup against the Bulls. I'm not worried, but I'm liking Mike Brown. It's early into the season. I'm hoping he does good in the playoffs. But as of right now, I respect Mike Brown as a coach. He's a really good coach. And I like like I said, the rotation. I don't like players playing 40 minutes per game, 40 plus minutes. Although players will love to do it, realistically, they cannot do that. It increases the injuries. We got to give them breathers. So they're tired out there. They can't do it all themselves. We got to give that's why there's a bench for a reason. When your star player, when he's tired and he's playing too many minutes, we have Jalen Brunson. We got Miles McBride, Tyler Kolek. We have all these players in for Bridges, Clarkson, Shamit. We got all these players. And the fact that the bench is actually playing a significant amount of minutes, it's amazing. And for Mitchell Robinson, he got hurt, but he came back. I was worried about him. But it's looking like he's not going to play in back-to-back games this year. So I think Hook Porty's going to play a lot more too, and Yabusele to match the bigs. So we'll see. I'm hoping Mitchell Robinson has a good year. I don't want to be injured half the year, but he's gonna be an impactful player for sure. So I'm not worried about that. That's all I gotta say for today's episode of Vigo Talks Knicks. Hopefully we get this win. This is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks, and I'll see you next episode. Peace. Go Knicks.